Hello and good evening. I am Kali Saik Mukherjee. You're watching Headlines Now. And before I take you to the news in detail, a quick look at the top headlines. Heated arguments over the coal scam raises a storm in the parliament, forces both the houses to be adjourned. BJP-led NDA demands Prime Minister's resignation over the coal scam. UPA calls the idea preposterous. Sri Lankan Navy releases captured fishermen as a goodwill gesture. DMDK chief calls for an all-party meeting with the Prime Minister. Home Minister Sushil Kumar Shinde says that enough evidence has been gathered from social networking sites indulging in rumours. An IIT Madras first-year student found dead in hostel. Cops don't find any suicide note. Raj Thackeray marches out on a protest rally against the ineffective Maharashtra government, demands Home Ministers and Police Commissioners' immediate resignation. And cops accuse ex-Haryana Minister's aide Aruna Chadha for misleading Delhi police in the Gitika Sharma suicide case. UPA and Prime Minister Manmohan Singh came under harsh criticism from the opposition as they were targeted over the CAG report on coal block allocation, even as the government ruled out the Prime Minister's resignation. Both the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha had to be adjourned for the day, following slogan shouting by the opposition as well as the Treasury benches. Prime Minister Manmohan Singh said that he was ready to discuss the issue on the floor of the House, but did not get a chance as the opposition MPs demanded that he should quit.
प्रधानमंत्री और पूरा सरकार इस्तीफा देना चाहिए और कोई विकल्प नहीं है। ये भयंकर है और नेशंस मनी बीइंग लूटेड।
सबूत और कुछ वजन नहीं है उनके तर्क में, तो वो इस्तीफे की मांग करते हैं। हर दफा हर सेशन में मैं कहती हूँ कि विपक्ष ने खास कर बीजेपी ने पीएम का इस्तीफा मांगा है। क्या वही एक भूमिका रहती है विपक्ष की?
Honorable Prime Minister, my esteemed colleague, was the minister in charge. He has the moral responsibility. On the question of resignation, I leave it to his conscience of which he both sides.
हर समय प्रधानमंत्री के इस्तीफा मांगते रहते हैं लोग। बीजेपी का काम है डे वन से कि कैसे प्रधानमंत्री इस्तीफा दें, तो इसलिए उस बात से तो कोई मतलब है नहीं। आप ये कोल वाली बात उठा रहे हो, कोयला की, हम कहते हैं चर्चा कराओ ना, सदन में बहस कराओ ना, सामने सारे तथ्य जनता के आ जाएंगे कि किसने कौन शामिल है, किसने क्या किया, बीजेपी के मुख्यमंत्री कैसे इसमें शामिल है, सब सामने आ जाएगा। तो आप बहस से क्यों भाग रहे हो?
भारतीय जनता पार्टी कोल ब्लॉक के आवंटन पे प्रधानमंत्री से जो इस्तीफा मांगने की बात कर रही है, सीएजी की रिपोर्ट पे मैं समझता हूं वो निंदनीय है, और जिस तरह से वो सदन को नहीं चलने देना चाहती है, वो देश की जनता की कमाई का अपव्यय भी है। क्योंकि अभी सीएजी की रिपोर्ट ने जो नुकसान दिखाया है, 57 कोल ब्लॉक जो आवंटित हुए थे उसमें 56 में कोई माइनिंग नहीं शुरू हुई है। तो ये सीएजी का आकलन की 1,86,000 करोड़ का नुकसान हुआ है, मैं समझता हूं ये सत्य से परे है
कि हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी कोई गलत काम कर ही नहीं सकते। और अगर वो कोई भी ऐसे आरोप लगाता है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कोई गलत काम किया, तो उस आरोप में कोई तथ्य है ही नहीं। हम अपने प्रधानमंत्री जी को जानते हैं और हमें मालूम है कि अगर कोई गलत काम कर सकता है तो कोई और कर सकता है, प्रधानमंत्री जी नहीं कर सकते।
Because people are shocked to see one after another scams in which this UPA regime is looting the country, and so we demanded that the Prime Minister must resign, because CWG was 76,000 crore, then 2G was 1,76,000 crore, now this coal gate is 1,86,000 crore. This is, and there is no defense whatsoever with the government.
इसमें कोई ऐसा कोई बिंदु या ऐसा कोई पहलू नहीं है जिसको लेकर इतनी उत्तेजना पैदा हो। अगर जो अभी तक व्यवस्था बनी रही है और उस व्यवस्था से अगर असंतुष्ट हैं हमारे विपक्ष के साथी, तो हम उस व्यवस्था को बड़ी पारदर्शिता से समझा सकते हैं, और बड़ी सूझबूझ और देखरेख में वो व्यवस्था बनाई गई थी। और सच्ची बात यह है कि इसमें सिर्फ केंद्र सरकार का ही हस्तक्षेप या योगदान नहीं, बल्कि प्रांतों का भी था, जिसमें कि विपक्ष के बहुत सारे दलों की सरकारें नहीं है।
पूछताछ तो हो ही सकती है और ये कहा जा सकता है कि ये कैसे हुआ, और अगर उसका उन्होंने कोई सही उत्तर न दें तो फिर चारा ही और क्या है। बात भी न करो, सीएजी पे हमला करो और घोटालों की जांच न होने दो, घोटाले आपके नीचे होते रहें।
Activists of Greenpeace joined the protests against the government for defending the multi-billion coal scams. Greenpeace activists took to the streets leading to the complex housing the ministries and unfolded a banner. One of the members of Greenpeace blamed Manmohan Singh for the scam and said that he should focus on conservation of forests rather than defending the wrongdoings.
We've unfurled a banner here asking the Prime Minister to defend our forests and not the coal scam. The Prime Minister actually presided over the gifting away of rich forests to private companies for their profit. And the CAG report has highlighted the staggering amount, the scale of that profit that the private sector made. Meanwhile, they've essentially been pointing their finger at the Environment Ministry, sort of pointing their finger at them, saying they are the people who've actually been the primary obstacle to the ramping up power generation.
And all is not well at the Rashtrapati Bhavan for Mukherjee Babu. NDA's presidential candidate P.S. Sangma has moved Supreme Court challenging the election of Pranab Mukherjee as president. Mr. Sangma wants Mr. Mukherjee's election set aside because he was allegedly holding office of profit on the date of his nomination. Mr. Sangma alleged that Mr. Mukherjee was holding the office of chairman of Indian Statistical Institute at the time of his nomination. Mr. Sangma's counsel Satyapal Jain said, and I quote, that the court should set aside Mr. Mukherjee's election and declare Mr. Sangma as elected because there were only two candidates in the fray, unquote.
Shri P.S. Sangma today personally presented an election petition before the registrar of the Supreme Court. He has filed an election petition under section 1718 of the Presidential and Vice Presidential Act 1952, read with Article 71 of the Constitution of India. He has prayed to the Supreme Court that since Shri Pranab Mukherjee was holding the office of profit on the date of filing of nomination papers, on the date of scrutiny, as well as on the date of declaration of the result, therefore, he was not qualified under Article 58 to contest the election of the President. He has prayed that his election be set aside. And since there were only two candidates, and if the election of Mr. Mukherjee is found to be invalid, then Mr. Sangma be declared elected as the President of India unopposed. Mr. Sangma has also said that the so-called resignation letter, which is now reported to have been submitted by Mr. Mukherjee, accepted by the President, he says this is not a genuine document. This was never there on 20th of June. It seems to have been created later on.
A 7-member central team consisting of joint secretaries visited several relief camps in strife-torn Kokrajhar, Chirang and Dhubri districts today in Lower Assam to take stock of the situation. Official sources said that the team visited more than 81 relief camps spread over the 3 districts. The team took stock of the situation and interacted with the camp inmates. The inmates told the members of the team that there were adequate relief materials. The team has assured the victims of security and supply adequate foodstuff. The government crackdown on inflammatory content on the internet continues, taking the count of banned websites and blogs up to 250 now. Law Minister Salman Khurshid has promised that the government will not take any irrational step to curb freedom of expression, but says the crackdown is needed to prevent any further damage. Sources say that the government is likely to seek help from Saudi Arabia and the US, where some servers used to circulate inflammatory and hate pictures are based.
हमारे को जहां से मिला है सबूत वो किसको भी पता नहीं है और हम ये बिल्कुल नहीं बताएंगे कहां से मिला है और हम जो भी काम इस पर कर रहे हैं चाहे फेसबुक हो चाहे SMS हो उसमें हमारे को काफी जानकारी मिली है ये सब इन्वेस्टिगेशन मोड पे है.
And the death toll in the violent acts in northeasterns in Guwahati-bound train continues rising as one more body was found today near the Bardhaman railway station in West Bengal. With this, the total number of reported deaths has gone up to 6. Kerala-based Popular Front of India has come under the scanner of intelligence agencies for its suspected role in spreading inflammatory SMSs and MMSs following Assam violence that triggered the exodus of northeastern people. The 13 fishermen detained by the Sri Lankan Navy personnel yesterday were released, reportedly as a goodwill gesture. The Sri Lankan Navy personnel had detained the Indian fishermen near controversial Kachativu Island for allegedly staying into Lankan territorial waters. And joining the bandwagon of political leaders in condemning the attacks on Tamil Nadu fishermen, DMDK founder and actor politician Vijay Kant today said an all-party delegation from the state should meet the Prime Minister to find a permanent solution on the issue. And MDMK founder Vaiko and around 500 of his supporters were detained and later released today when they tried to stage a picketing at the Punamalli special camp demanding release of the Sri Lankan refugees, alleging that the special camps acted as detention camps. He had demanded that the Sri Lankan Tamils lodged there be released on humanitarian grounds.
To get justice not only for himself, for all other this Elam Tamils, he is undergoing this fast, risking his life. I make an appeal, a humble appeal to the Tamil Nadu government, to the Honorable Chief Minister, who has taken right earnest steps in this Elam Tamils issue since she occupied office when she passed a resolution in the Tamil Nadu Assembly making an appeal to the President of India to commute the death sentence of the 3 innocent Tamils. Therefore, we make an appeal to the Tamil Nadu government to release this our brother Senduran. If something untoward happens, he won't end his fast unless otherwise he is released. Other Tamil Elam youths also, they will follow the same path.
And a 21-year-old IIT Madras student was found hanging in her room and later declared brought dead by doctors at a government hospital. The first-year MTech student, a native of Karimnagar in Andhra Pradesh, was found hanging in a room by a dupatta around 2:30 p.m. by a carpenter who had gone there to fix a door. Our crime correspondent Salim has more on this.
The Kottapuram police received a phone call from the IIT Madras this evening that a girl is hanging from the ceiling. The police immediately rushed to the spot and in fact they moved the girl to the Roypeta Government Hospital. This is Roypeta Government Hospital's mortuary and in fact the police have brought the body of the girl who committed suicide. If my camera person could just pan a bit, you can very clearly see the girl lying dead, and the police investigation revealed that the girl is married and she is basically from Andhra Pradesh. She joined MTech Chemical Engineering on the 1st of this month. And in fact, she went to her native place, that is Andhra Pradesh, and returned to Chennai this morning and she committed suicide. In fact, the police say that they do not know the exact reason why the girl committed suicide, whether it is family reasons or it is any particular reason inside the college campus. All that the police are saying is that they find it difficult to conduct investigation as far as the prestigious institutions like IIT and Anna University are concerned, because they basically say that it is difficult for them to carry out investigation and they are totally dependent on the college authorities to investigate and get back to them. Meanwhile, the police say they will also get some information from the girl's relative and finally they will come to a conclusion. The girl's relatives have been informed and so sources from the police department do tell us that this is the third such suicide in IIT.
We head in for a very short break at this point. Stay tuned.